We're joined now by Gillian Lashbrooke, who survived the disaster. Gillian, thank you so much for joining us. It must be so difficult for you because you lost your mother, your stepfather and your uncle.
That's right.
In that tragedy. You and two of your stepbrothers survived, albeit you were in different parts of the scene. What do you remember? I mean, is it just you were 16? Is it incredibly vivid? Is it brought right back to you when you have an anniversary like this?
Yes, I always remember everything in great deal, as if it was almost yesterday. You
survived because you were actually, as you say, on the top of the boat, and as it went down, you ended up on the top of the side.
That's right, yes.
And then there was this extraordinary moment where you find yourself in the sea, and there's a woman with a young child, like a 2-year-old, that is not her child. She's just grabbed this kid, and you're with them. Tell me about that.
When I was swam back into the boat, there was a lady there with a child, and she told me it wasn't her child. She just grabbed hold of this little girl and ran and jumped into the sea with her.
You realised that you were in a part of the disaster scene where you were not going to get spotted by anyone coming to rescue you, weren't you?
Yeah.
You sort of in the shadows, really, and you can see the rescue helicopter. When you swam out, what did you say to this woman and the child about what you were doing, and what was their response?
I swam out to see if I could grab some attention because the helicopters couldn't see us. And when I saw a fisher boat, I waved my arms and they came over, pulled me over into the boat, and she shouted, "Please, Gillian, don't leave us." And at that point I was able to shout over to her and say, "They know where you are, stay there, they're coming for you."
Do you know what happened to them?
Never to this day do I know what happened to them.
So because you didn't know their names, did you?
No.
So you could never have a look at the list of people who lost their lives and the list of survivors?
No, couldn't.
What do you remember about them that might help identify whether they survived?
Obviously, they've probably changed over the years now. It was 30 years ago, and this little girl, she'll be an adult now. But I don't remember her name or anything like that, obviously, because of all the chaos that was going on at the time.
Do you remember anything about the woman herself?
No, nothing at all.
Was she a Scouser like you? Or?
I know she was English. That was as far as I know.
Right. I mean, agonising scenario for you because you're getting to help, but you know you've left behind this woman you don't know, a child you don't know. Does that play on your mind?
Yeah, it did do at the time, but all I can hope for that she survived just as I did, because they knew where she was with the child.
So many people lost their lives. Has it been an eternal frustration to you that there was no justice over this?
Well, there's always been mixed emotions, but it wasn't an intentional act, it was accidental. So you do have to forgive and have to move on, otherwise it'd plague you all the time, all those emotions.
It does seem extraordinary, doesn't it, that it all really came down to just one guy falling asleep.
It did.
The idea that a huge ferry full of so many people could just sink and cause such loss of life with just one person having 30 wings. I mean, it seems ridiculous now, doesn't it?
And that there was no backup system if that one person wasn't in charge of what looks like the most important job on the ferry.
Absolutely. I mean, back then it was different. Nowadays they have all kinds of technology to prevent any of this happening again.
Have you ever been on a ferry since?
No, never have. I've only been never been on a cross-channel ferry. I've been on the Liverpool ferry, but didn't enjoy it very much, and I wouldn't do it again.
And have you ever been back to Zeebrugge?
No, I haven't, no.
Would you ever, do you think?
I don't think so. There's too many bad memories, so I'd rather not.
Well, listen, we really appreciate you coming in. It must be very difficult for all of you that survived, you know, to look at the scenes, I guess, the water, the ferry on its side. Very difficult for you, but we do appreciate you coming in to talk about it. You can't even imagine 30 years ago. I remember it so well, like you.
That's why I've done this, so everybody can remember it, so it's never going to be forgotten.
Right. Well, good for you. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.